Welcome to beautiful Abita Springs, Louisiana. Now, Abita Springs may not be on your top visiting list when thinking about Louisiana. You probably think of Cajun food, New Orleans, all the jazz you could wrap your head around. But Abita Springs definitely warrants your attention, not just because it's home to the Abita Beer Brewery. There's much more to it. That's why I'm bringing you along to kind of check out some of the cool little oddities and quirks and charm Abita Springs has to offer. So come on, let's take a look and see what we can get ourselves into or find. So many years ago, Abita Springs was settled by the Choctaw Indians, who found the natural springs to have awesome water quality, and they further named the springs Abita. Maybe they meant to say beer tap, but I think it was Abita. However you pronounce it, it means fountain. And according to the old legend, a handsome native Orleanian of Spanish descent named Henriquez was visiting the area of Abita Springs and met and married a beautiful Choctaw princess named Abita. Shortly after they married and moved to New Orleans, Abita became very ill, and Henriquez was told by the so-called experts at the time to bring his wife back to Abita Springs to drink the healing waters and to bathe in the bubbling springs. So on and so forth, they did. Boom, she was cured within a month. Pretty incredible. Many of the early settlers were of Anglo-Saxon and Irish descent, and they came to the area around the 1830s. After the settlers came in, the waters were tested, and they were found to actually have medicinal quality in their minds. And Abita Springs soon became a summer and winter resort known for the healing waters. And after that, soon came the hotels, resorts, and everything else that was built to support all these people visiting the area. Trains were used in Abita Springs from 1884 to 1910 as a primary means of getting people and needed supplies to Abita Springs, transporting hundreds of visitors to Abita Springs every single day. June 26, though, 1887, marked the first train to arrive in Abita Springs with over 500 people after a 2.5-hour trip all the way from New Orleans. Now that's no coincidence, since yellow fever was claiming lives at a terrifying rate in the Big Easy at the time, or also known the necropolis of the South, aka the City of the Dead. Thousands of people were literally dying each year, and no one really understood why. Come to find out, mosquitoes were the culprit, and I think mosquitoes are the state bird of Louisiana. So besides the death of New Orleans, Abita Springs was now bursting with activities and soon developed into a fashionable resort town with numerous hotels, restaurants, and summer homes and a plenty of entertainment. Visitors spent the entire summers in the area. Some of those famed structures are still standing today. This is the original site of the Abita Brewery. Started back in 1986. In their first year, they brewed 1,500 barrels of beer, way more than they expected. Craft beer craze hadn't really taken off at that point. This is no longer the place where they're brewing the beer. Now they're serving epic food. You got to stop by and check it out. But in 1994, they transferred to a larger facility right down the road, and now they're brewing roughly 125,000 barrels of beer, and I believe over 13,000 barrels of soda. Stop by this area if you want a quick bite to eat. Awesome Louisiana cuisine. Highly recommend. 5 stars. Do it. Check it out. And now that we've seen the old Abita Brewery, let's go take a drive and check out the new facility. How could you come to Abita Springs, Louisiana and not grab a beer from Abita Brewery? Let's go check this place out. Oh, you caught me. I can't exactly go through Abita Springs and not get a beer. So what I'm drinking today is the Straw Gator, and what that is it's a mixture. It's not a standard standalone beer. What they've done was they took a Hell's Double Bock, the indicator, and they took the strawberry lager, made a fusion. So what you get is nice sweetness from the strawberry lager and that bite of the indicator. And it's gotta say, it's a masterpiece. One of the cool facts about Louisiana is a lot of farmers are out here. So fresh produce, fresh fruits, it's always just a quick drive away. And Abita Springs has got one of the coolest spots to pick your stuff from. Abita Farmers Market. Just about anything Louisiana, fresh at your fingertips. How you doing today? Let's see here. Can I do your... I'll do your dreamsicle. Your dreamsicle. I'll do your small. And do you do it stuffed too? Awesome. Let me do flat, please. So one of the other things that Louisiana is known for is snowballs. And Abita Springs has a fantastic snowball stand. And we're going to get one of those. We're going to get a dreamsicle stuffed with ice cream. Can't beat it. Thank you very much. You too. Now what a snowball is, it's shaved ice with the awesome syrup, and a stuffed snowball is the ice cream in the middle. You can't beat it on a hot Louisiana day, and it's been in the upper 90s. That is awesome. This is still so good. There's a lot of arguments about snowballs and where it came from. Roughly 1930, the snowball was invented in Louisiana, New Orleans specifically. A lot of people want to say it was created in Baltimore, Maryland. That's an opinion. One fun fact though is the rest of the country refers to these things as snow cones. Louisiana refers to them as snowballs. There's a difference though, so they're not really the same. A snowball is shaved ice. It's nice and fluffy and soft. A snow cone is not, it's crunchy. In fact, you'll prefer the snowball too, so you gotta get a shot at that. Sure, the snow cones are nice on a hot day. Thing safety first, stay hydrated, stay cool. Want to add some of that quirk in your little trip? You got to make sure that you put the Abita Springs Mystery House on your list. There's some crazy stuff in there, and you're gonna have to stop by to see it to believe it. No spoiler alerts here. If you're a nature fan, definitely recommend. 5 stars. Come during the day, and I think there's going to be less mosquitoes for you. Come in the evening, and you'll find out why I'm saying there's less mosquitoes for you.
So it's the end of July, and it's definitely hot, and it's hotter than 2 rats screwing in a wool sock. Wear shorts, comfortable shoes, baseball cap. Don't forget that sunscreen. Safety first, peeps. One neat thing as I like to see is being in Florida as long as I have, you know, we don't really have giant pine trees. We have smaller pine trees called slash pines, and Louisiana has those too. Generally you'll see the larger pine trees, but out in Abita Springs you'll see the slash pines. One of the many confusing things in life is like being out here, checking your cell phone and seeing it has 4 bars, but being back in West Palm and having like 1 or 2 bars. That just doesn't make sense to me, but either way, at least if you got stuck out here, you can call someone who cares or who has 4-wheel drive. Makes me remember when I had 4-wheel drive and I still needed some help. So have a friend on backup. Here's something neat. A neat little banana spider. Pretty, non-venomous, but you don't want to get that on your face. So when you're walking these trails, make sure they're not in your way, or maybe you're in their way. Because when they get on your face or your shoulder, you may find that younger version of yourself screaming. Not saying I've been there, but I've been there. It's on the drier side, so there's not really much water. Usually it'd be a little bit of water, a little swampiness, but dry as a bone. There's some water. Louisiana, you look hard enough, you'll always find water. Another little cool fact, like Florida, South Florida, if you ride enough off-road, you'll find yourself face to face with a gopher turtle here and there. Louisiana's no different. There are gopher turtles here too. A lot of wildlife, in fact. Louisiana's home to a ton of wildlife, but just a few that you'll see most likely out here. You'll see squirrels, sometimes the rabbits, even the occasional beaver. Yep, the beaver. And something cool about the beaver is that beaver's kind of afraid of you and wants you to stay away. So if it's in a body of water, it'll use its tail to smack the water really loud. And hopefully you're wearing the pins, because yeah, it's going to come in handy, because you're going to need to change your drawers. I know we mentioned it just a minute ago, 4-wheel drive and all that good stuff. Walking out in the woods, you can never be too safe. Make sure someone always knows your location. Have like a float plan like you do in diving. Tell them where you're at, when you're going to be out there, and when you expect to be back, just in case you fall and break your little Barney Rubble looking foot. Somebody knows at least where to go look for you and pull you out. Those mosquitoes I talked about earlier, yeah, they're gonna just have a nice golden corral feast on you. You don't want to be there. You don't want to be that person. Another little common thing that Louisiana and Florida share is, don't like the weather, literally wait 5 minutes. Sunshine to thunderstorms. So if you're a bike nut like me, and many people I know, you're gonna wanna bring your bike if you wanna go ahead and get away from the hustle and bustle of the city life, especially if you came from New Orleans, which New Orleans is roughly 30 miles away. That's a bird's eye flight, so you have to take the causeway to get over here the fastest. But right behind me and in front of me, cutting through the heart of Abita Springs, Louisiana, is the St. Tammany Trace. Originally, it was a corridor for the Illinois Central Railroad. The St. Tammany Trace is now kind of a hike and bike trail that spans from downtown Covington through Abita Springs, Mandeville, Lacombe, and it ends in Slidell, all Louisiana. Now, there is a separate equestrian path that does parallel, but for biking, you can't really ask for more if you want some chillaxing done. 31 miles of paved trail. Thanks to St. Tammany Parish government for purchasing the abandoned Illinois Central Railroad back in December of 1992. Pretty cool. Check it out. And if you're looking for a spot to stay, probably want to stay in town. Abita Springs Hotel is a pretty neat spot. It was built in 1890, so it's definitely of the time. Got 5 spacious suites. Each of them connect to the wraparound porch. So if you're looking for that old Louisiana feel to step back in time, this is the spot you want to go ahead and book. Hands down, worth it.